Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 9th. Sorry, wrong camera. And we're going to jump right in here. You have this seduction card. It says passion and romance await. You have this shield card. It says you are safe from harm. So if you're looking for love, this would say that, if you're worried about getting hurt or something, that you are perfectly protected. So that looks good. You do have the tower here. We'll see what else wants to come up here, and then we'll go from there. But what I would say is that everybody's been getting the tower. We have Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn, which is definitely like the tower. So I don't know, there could definitely be some tower moments around you or in the world. So I wouldn't get too excited about the tower yet. The tower could also be a surprise, and so some of you could be just having a surprise moment, or there could be a little bit of a surprise just in your life in general. And we're going to have to see, kind of like where this tower goes. But even, going this way, we go Eight of Wands to the Queen of Wands. This could be like some surprising news, or, could be like surprise communication that you're receiving. You have the Six of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles in the tower. The Six of Pentacles is about... and why aren't you working? And let's see. There we go. Sorry about that, Aquarius. But anyway, you have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is like planting seeds in a direction, kind of like taking the first step to do something. You have the Eight of Wands to the Magician as well, right here, going this way. And so this would kind of represent needing to take that first step. Even sometimes I feel on the Magician that he really represents needing to get started. Like, he's card number one, but he is, and he comes up after the Fool, but at the same time, sometimes I feel like he isn't moving, he isn't taking action on something that he wants, even though he kind of is at the same time, and we'll talk about it. You have the Five of Pentacles. I'm just getting like not feeling good enough. I think we all, go through this from time to time where we don't feel good enough to have something or to do something or, to accomplish something. And I just get a little bit of that energy of like feeling like you're like just doubting yourself, maybe is a better way to put it a little bit. The Five of Pentacles has a very easy solution. And the solution to the Five of Pentacles is to not call attention to your weaknesses, but to call attention to your strengths. And I'm also kind of getting, I feel like I said this to you before, like I'm having deja vu as I'm saying this, but, I feel like I've said this to you before. It's like all the reasons, especially for those of you that want love, like all the reasons you think that someone wouldn't like you are exactly why they would like you. So I don't know if someone needs to hear that, but it's definitely popping into my head with this Five of Pentacles. It's like you might be thinking certain things about yourself, and they might just not be true. So I would be careful of your beliefs. But this also goes for, everything else in your life as well, like in business and work or career. It's like all the reasons that you think you're not going to be successful are probably exactly the reasons you are going to be successful. It kind of, not to spend too much time on this, but, it kind of reminds me of like, sometimes I think people compare themselves to the competition, like in business and career and work or whatever. And you think to yourself like, oh, I'm not like these other people. But that could actually be a good thing in this case. That's what, kind of intuitively what I'm feeling here is the fact that you are different is exactly the reason that you are going to be very successful. And maybe you just need to start saying that to yourself, right? Especially in work or business, like financially. You do have the tower here. Again, we are definitely in a tower time, I would say. So Pluto at 29 in Capricorn is like the truth coming out. The tower is the truth being revealed, or the truth coming out. And the reason I say that is these people are coming down from this tower, and they're being brought back down to reality. And that's the whole point of the tower, is that they've been ignoring reality for too long, and now they're coming back down to reality so that they can see the world for how things actually are. So, in a lot of ways, I kind of feel this could be some sort of reality that's going on here. And sorry, I moved to a place that has mosquitoes, right? where I was living, there were like no mosquitoes. And now if I even like open the door to go outside, I get like bit in my neck. So I'm itchy right now. But anyway, with the Six of Pentacles, you have the moon here. Yeah, it's like the moon is not seeing things clearly. I'm pretty sure you have been getting the moon with me recently. And the moon is part of the Fool's journey, and he can't really see where he's going when he gets to the place on the moon. The moon is about releasing your emotional armor. There's this lobster right here, and it's coming out onto the land from the water. But a lobster, if you've ever seen one on land, can't really move around very well on land. So it has to release its armor to be able to move forward. And I kind of get that feeling with the moon card. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords here. You have a lot of queens. I would be careful of gossip. 3 queens. You have Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. And 3 queens can represent like people talking about you or gossiping about you. The best thing you can do is ignore it, especially, this year we have Mars going retrograde at the end of the year in your opposite sign, Leo. And Mars retrograde is like notorious for gossip or, people talking behind your back, things like that. And again, always the best thing you can do during Mars retrograde is completely ignore it. You just end up looking guilty during Mars retrograde if you try to defend yourself. And the other thing is you always win after the retrograde if you just let it go. So, if there's any cattiness or anything at work or, with people you work with or whatever, I would just ignore it. With the Tower, you have the Queen of Cups. You have the Queen of Cups twice in this reading, and the Queen of Cups would be about following your heart. I kind of, it's like, I don't know that this is necessarily going to be easy, this Tower that's showing up in your reading, but I also don't think it's the end of the world either. This type of energy, especially with the Queen of Cups, would be about following your heart. It's like you could be creating a Tower moment so that you can follow what your heart is really telling you to do at this time, which can create Tower moments. It's like, if you have a job for 20 years and your heart is telling you it's time to go get something else, you are creating a Tower moment maybe, but at the same time, you are following your heart. And the other thing is that the Eight of Wands is quick success. So it's like if you are thinking about making some sort of quick change or doing something, then I would definitely do it. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this receive card. You also have this prepare card. So you clearly need to prepare to receive something. And I really, it could just be love. You have the Lovers as your first card there. But I do feel like it is time to prepare for this. And you have the Lovers, like I said. So the Lovers would be kind of like a divinely guided connection that's coming in for you. I get a lot of doubt here for you, Aquarius, like doubts. I don't know if you're doubting yourself. I kind of feel like it's both. Like you're doubting yourself on one hand, like why would this person even like me? And also you are doubting the connection can even be possible in the first place. So I would work on that. I always tell people like, that could be some sort of block, like a love block coming up, or it could be trauma from past connections or whatever. And so I would work on that because this looks very good. Looks like something that is divinely guided. If you don't want love, and even if you do, this could definitely be a new choice that you're going to be making in the future. And so it could be like a choice to get a new position, to start a new job, to do something different. The list goes on and on there. You have the Eight of Wands, and again, if you're looking for love, this could be communication and love. I'm a big fan of socializing with the Eight of Wands, so if you do want love, I would say that the Eight of Wands kind of represents meeting a person through a social opportunity or through socializing with people. So again, if you get invited out, if you get invited to any celebrations, you have the celebration card coming up at the end. It could be anything like a party, a wedding, whatever. Then those types of things, could be where you meet a person. You could also just be talking to a person in general with the Eight of Wands. So you could be meeting this person, like online or something like that. Whatever it is, looks pretty good. I feel like, it's kind of funny. Also, the whole point of the Eight of Wands, I'll say this, is that some of those wands like hit at different times. You can see that those wands are kind of at like different places. They're not all going to hit at the same time. I don't know why that's popping into my head as important, but it is. It's popping into my head that there might be. It's like what the hell does that mean, right? And I think part of me feels that what that means is that sometimes, like I think in relationships we have an idea of the way that we think things should go in the connection, and it's like I feel like some things are going to happen sooner than others, and I almost get this feeling of patience on this card. We don't have any cards of patience in this reading, like the Hierophant or the Strength card. I even feel like I'm rushing through this reading right now. Like I feel very slick, which is not a bad thing. But I feel this very kind of like slick energy, very fast. I always say that the Eight of Wands is kind of like creating a slip and slide in your life where you are sometimes. I feel with this card that people that I'm reading for are trying to remove friction, things that cause friction in their life so that they can speed things up. I'm going to try to slow myself down because I feel like I'm moving very quickly, which is definitely something I'm noticing. And it's almost like, you know how you like sometimes start something and you just want to get through it. But I feel like this is saying like, don't do that or something. It's like saying, don't, sometimes I think we want something and we just want to get through that initial stage or initial part of it, and we don't enjoy the journey. And so I feel like this is kind of like just a little bit of a reminder to enjoy the journey that you're on. You have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands says, what are you waiting for? It says you want something, and you can have it right now. And so the Three of Wands is about expansion. He has these boats on the ocean here, and I always say that he needs to get on those boats because they represent adventure. They represent, doing things that he's never done before. And so I feel it would be a great time. I think this is true for everyone. I literally feel that we're in a time of adventure where everyone should be doing something to go on an adventure. And that doesn't have to be travel. It could just be learning something new. It could be just starting something new. It could be anything. Yeah, with the Lovers, you have the Ten of Pentacles. The total opposite of the Five of Pentacles. So I feel that this could be a very abundant connection. This is a card of building, leaving a legacy. And so what I would say here is that the Ten of Pentacles is like very stable and very secure and is also something permanent. One thing that I will tell you about this reading is that you end with the Devil, and the Devil is Capricorn. Ten of Pentacles to me is a very Capricorn-ish card. It's like Capricorns sometimes like really want to create that, that legacy. They want that security. So if you have Capricorn in your chart, for example, which you might because you're an Aquarius, then this could say that you are focused on building and leaving a legacy, which whatever that means for you, like you want that true security and stability. Or you could be attracting a person, a Capricorn or someone with Capricorn in their chart. You also have a lot of water here, strangely enough, and fire. I mean, you have everything. You could be attracting a person who is like that as well. But Ten of Pentacles, very good. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands. Whenever cards repeat themselves, it's just the universe saying I meant what I said. With the Three of Wands, you have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like the Six of Pentacles really is about taking those first steps. The Moon, the Magician as well, is about taking those first steps. So the Moon, the Fool gets to the Moon, and it's dark out, right? And he can't see necessarily the path that's in front of him. He can't see all the way down the path, but he has to go down that path anyway. The Moon comes up, the Moon goes down. I think this reading is talking about embracing uncertainty and moving forward in something that it has an uncertain outcome, and so it could be anything. It could be love. Love is always uncertain. For some of you, I feel it's clearly a business or something that's going to make you money, but there is an element of this reading. I think the whole entire reading is saying, embrace uncertainty. It's like a roller coaster. It's like you don't know what the ups and downs are going to be, but I feel like it's going to be very exciting. You have three cards here, actually, in the area of your messages from your future self. It says cosmic egg hatching. It says what you've been waiting for is ready to be. Your patience is about to be rewarded. You have this divine infinity. It says challenge yourself to go beyond your limitations. You will find infinity. Are you kidding? That's basically what I just said. It's like you are stepping into uncertainty, but it's going to be very exciting. You also have this Gemini card. It says speak your truth. Choose your words wisely. Remember that your words have consequences. So yes. And especially with the Eight of Wands and the Magician, the words that you use on yourself, right, are going to be very important. You have the Queen of Wands. She is the card of seduction, and you start with that card of seduction. So you could be very attractive at this time, Aquarius. And, I would use that to your advantage. I always think that the Queen of Wands wants us to make everything in our lives more attractive or more seductive. So if you're working on a business or if you're working on your social media or a career, it's like, are there things that you can do to make it more attractive so that you can attract more of what you want? And that's what she's talking about. She's also all about following her bliss. She has this sunflower right here, and the sunflower in the tarot represents moving towards the sun, moving towards joy, happiness, enlightenment, good feelings. And I would make sure that you're following your heart. And we see that right here with the Queen of Cups, which also says, follow your heart. And, that's basically what I would do. I really have nothing else to say on the Queen of Cups because I feel that she is saying follow your heart. You might be worried about what will happen if you follow your heart, especially with that tower with the Queen of Cups, right? And, but again, I believe you can never go wrong following your heart, and no matter what. And, eventually you will get the results you desire. And so I feel like that's what that's saying. I feel like you have attracted something into your life with the Magician. I almost just said the Emperor, so it could be your Emperor or your Empress, but I feel the Magician is all about manifesting. He is about a change, and I do feel that in this reading, that there is, and the other thing is, like, I feel like I'm so far ahead of my words. I'm just going to say how I feel in this reading. It's kind of weird. It's like, I feel like this reading is moving too quickly, it's in my head, but I feel like that's important for you. And I feel like my words are coming out too quickly. I feel like I'm ahead of my words as well. Very strange feeling. So again, I would, it's kind of like saying to me, no matter how much I'm trying to slow down in my head, right? But it's not. It's like I'm trying to slow down, but I feel like things are happening too quickly. So again, I would enjoy the journey, whatever you're doing, and don't try to, rush right through the beginning stages of something, especially if you're starting something new. I feel like the Magician is also saying, there's a little bit of fear in this reading with the moon, and also you have the Devil at the end, even though the Devil's coming up in the good stuff. I feel for some of you that this is saying that there might be some changes you have to make to allow something in your life or to have what you want. And I feel this is saying, like, don't fear the changes. It's going to be good. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Justice card. Yeah, we see a lot of cause and effect in this reading. So 6 of Pentacles twice and the Justice card. These are cards of you put energy into something, what are you getting back for the energy that you invest in the things that you're working on? And I would make sure that you are getting balanced energy, right? With the Queen of Cups, you have the Star, your card, so that makes it better. And plus, also, I love readings that go from the Tower to the Star, because the Star comes up after the Tower, and the Star says you are healing from a Tower moment, or you could be healing from a Tower moment. It also kind of, softens the blow from the Tower. It says that, whatever you think is going to happen is going to be good, probably not bad. So I like to see that. With the Magician, you have the Ten of Wands. Yes, too much work. I'm wondering if you have a lot going on, if you are doing a lot of stuff just in general in your life. I don't really get that feeling of this being like work necessarily, but you could be work, could be work as in you're working on a bunch of different things. But I'm talking about, these burdens might not only be coming from your career or your business. These burdens might be coming from other things that you're doing in your life. And is this a bad thing? I would say no. Sometimes I feel that the Ten of Wands, that he is building strength. He is becoming stronger because he's carried those wands. And also, he is very close to this finish line back here. He's about to reach his home, and he's about to have a harvest. So a lot of you are clearly attracting a harvest. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this day moon. It says love on it. You have love in pretty much every single row. You have this moon dance. It says celebration on it. So I would definitely encourage celebration, partying, going to events, doing things with people. Especially if you want love, that could be where you meet a person. If you want a connection. But I feel like there is like a lot of happiness that could be coming in for you here. So yeah, I really like this for you here, Aquarius. You have the Devil, the Page of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be attracting like a Capricorn type person for sure. If you are looking for love. The Devil is showing up in the good stuff. So the Devil and the good stuff would say that you are removing toxic energies. It would also say that if you have, and I kind of feel this, that you have experienced a toxic connection, it would say that you have learned from those toxic connections and now you're moving past the toxic energy, right? You have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups as well. So the Page of Cups is like an admirer or someone that you're interested in. And if you don't have this person yet, I feel like you will in the very near future. Could be a water sign, doesn't have to be. Could be a person who has like water in their chart or something. But you do have a lot of water here. It wouldn't surprise me if this was like a very intuitive person, or just like a watery person. They might be like a Capricorn with water or something like that, or they could be a fire sign with water. They could be the opposite, who knows? But what I would say is that I do feel it could be like a little bit of a dreamer, especially having the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is definitely a knight in shining armor. So, again, but these two, they're, the Page of Cups is imagination. The Knight of Cups is also kind of like imagination, but he's maybe slightly more of a dreamer, or in the dream world a little bit more. And he has a dream, but he needs to start planting seeds in front of the water here. This could be, part of me feels this is you, that you have some dreams. You have the Six of Pentacles. which is about needing to plant seeds. And the Knight of Cups, literally his next step is to plant seeds in front of that water and they will grow. But I also feel you could be attracting a person like this where it's like maybe they have big dreams that they're working on or something like that. So definitely could be, that type of person. With the Devil, you have the Wheel of Fortune, definitely a change in your fortunes. It's a very fortunate reading in a lot of ways. If we look at it, it is kind of laid out like a turnaround type reading because we go from the Tower to the Star. So Tower moment to healing from a Tower moment, and also kind of like second chances with the Wheel of Fortune. What I would say this is going this way is that for those of you that want love, you could be attracting a new person that is completely different than the past person. If this is business, same thing. I feel like things could be working out for you in a very different way than they have been working out for you. And especially if you're starting something new, especially if I can't say that enough, if you're using a skill. The Magician is a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability. So if you're thinking about, following your heart, getting a job based off of a skill or, whatever, then very important. I knew one of these cards was going to come up. With the Page of Cups, you have the Strength card. I was talking about earlier how I'm surprised, like the Hierophant, or not the Hierophant, the Temperance card or the Strength card hasn't come up yet, because I get this element of like slowing it down, kind of like making things slower. And I don't even think it's saying things are going to happen slow. I feel it's more saying enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey that you are on and be grateful for it. And I feel that's where like this true strength is going to come from. Could be a Leo or a person with like Leo in their chart coming in for you as well. I also feel that the Strength card could be your strength. Like you could be the one that is getting a lot of attention here. And I also, I have another weird message. I'm just going to say it, right? It's like, I feel like you're getting something that everyone else has already received, So if you are in a position in life where you feel like, all my friends have love before me, or, all these people I know have been successful in business before me. I kind of feel this is saying that your patience is going to pay off. Like you are about to receive those things that you've been waiting for. And you have this card over here that basically said that. It said, what you've been waiting for is ready to be. So your patience is about to be rewarded. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Four of Wands. Marriage, definitely. Again, this is definitely a very good love reading. You could be attracting someone that you see as the star. That could be why there is a little bit of hesitation on that Five of Pentacles that I'm feeling, is that, maybe there's like, you're just like worried, or you have this person on a pedestal. I would just realize that it's just a person. So, don't put people on a pedestal, right? But definitely could lead to marriage. You have this Tortoise card. It says slowly but surely getting ahead. The whole entire reading is saying that you need to be slow. I don't think it will be slow, but I feel rushed. I feel this, like, I don't know if it's a rushed energy, if it's, maybe you feel like you got ahead of yourself and that you don't have time. It's like sometimes I think in life we agree to too many different obligations, Ten of Wands, and then we agree to the obligation. We have to see things through to the end, and we're kind of like waiting for things to end so we can do other things. And I kind of get that feeling here, so it might just be a good time to slow things down. You have this Moon. It says changes in your life. Yeah, we see a lot of changes going on here, so wouldn't surprise me. You have this Casket. It says someone is going out of your life or the end of a situation. Yes, Tower. So definitely, I do feel like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I do feel there's going to be a Tower moment in your life. But is it a bad Tower moment? I would say probably not. I think that, if you're thinking about moving away from home, or, if you get into a new relationship, or if you start a new business, sometimes that causes a Tower moment because maybe you won't be spending time with as many people, or maybe you'll be more isolated, or whatever the case may be. But it doesn't have to be permanent. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. You're just creating a new reality. You have this Dagger card. It says fears, worries, tense situation. I said fear at the beginning of the reading with the Moon card, and so I feel like you need to definitely work through your fears. You have this Crib card. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. Yes, I mean, if you're starting a business, this looks very, very good. It looks good for starting anything new, really, Magician, and all the good cards that you have here. So I think this is just a really good card for like an egg hatching. Even this card kind of looks like an egg that has hatched, right? It is. I mean, it is. That's exactly what it is. So I feel like there's like an egg that you've been waiting for. This cosmic hatching is happening in your life. So pretty interesting here, Aquarius. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.